Hey, Kentucky, welcome back. Time to talk more topics now. First up, it seems the expense of setting up a field hospital on the UK campus has been costly, even though it has not been used during the pandemic. LEX 18 News filed an open records request and discovered that nearly $7 million has been spent on the makeshift 400-bed hospital in the Nutter Fieldhouse. Officials say UK Healthcare covered the bill with no tuition or tax dollars used, and they're currently asking for reimbursement from FEMA. And Keith, I guess honestly, the good news coming out of it is we didn't need an extra 400 beds. I mean, that's actually the best case scenario.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of odd when they were doing it before. I just didn't see how we were going to fill that up. I thought it might be used a little bit. But you're right. The silver lining here is that we didn't need it, and we know that it can be done if need be in the future.
Yes. All right. New produce safety rules from Kentucky's Department of Agriculture are going into effect after the General Assembly passed legislation earlier this year. Ag Commissioner Ryan Quarles says the new law eliminates the need for federal inspection of our produce farms and places that oversight on the state level. And Keith, this is a time where we are trying to make sure we have enough food on the table.
And we've heard that it's been hard in some of these places. Some of these places have been hit hard. Some, are having difficulties. So it's a tough situation.
Yep. All right. It seems Kentucky's Tupac Shakur has finally received help with his unemployment claim. A Louisville TV station reports that the Lexington man, who goes by the same name as the famous rap artist, is getting his money after losing his job as a cook, only to be cited as an example of a fraudulent claim by Governor Beshear, who later apologized. Keith, I'm happy for Pac.
Now, if Biggie can just get his money, that's all I'm concerned about, and then all will be right with the world.
Yes, all right. Experts at UK are trying to reassure the public after reports of the first known appearances of the Asian giant hornet, also known as the murder hornet, in Washington state and Canada. An entomologist says it's unlikely the worrisome insect is in Kentucky. Honeybees are their most common prey, but the hornet's stings can be dangerous and even lethal to humans who are allergic to other types of bee and wasp stings. And Keith, 2020 just keeps taking shots.
If these things get east of the Mississippi, I'm not leaving the house. I'm not going out one bit because I want nothing to do with them.
No, I don't want to see what happens between me and a murder hornet. All right, authorities in Montgomery County are reporting an unusual theft. Someone has been stealing cattle from a farm on Howard's Mill Road, possibly over the past few weeks. Keith, this actually makes sense when we talk about how there's not enough meat on the shelves right now. I can see someone doing this.
What happened to just good old-fashioned cow tipping? And now we're just going to take them and maybe, I don't know, what are they doing with them?
I can tell you that was very popular in Alexandria, Minnesota in the early 90s in my high school. I do know that. All right. Kentucky quarterback Imani Gilmore is set to explore his transfer options. The redshirt freshman out of Louisiana entered the transfer portal this week. In one season at Kentucky, Gilmore played just one game, earning late snaps in the blowout win over Tennessee Martin. Gilmore becomes the fourth transfer in the last week alone, joining defensive lineman Kayvon Butler and Davin Hawkins, as well as wide receiver Marvin Alexander. Keith, there's too many quarterbacks here. We knew something had to give somewhere.
We did. But the thing I would have to also say is, can this be a good thing for this program? Because early on, Coach Stoops was looking for anybody to play. Now you're seeing guys that they know their time maybe isn't going to come till way later in their career, and they're going to move on. And I think that's a good thing. He's bringing in a lot of good players and forcing people to make decisions.
Absolutely. All right, it's been a special week for some former UK stars.
And they try and get it down to 5 to 6 people a year that we will induct into the University of Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame. And you were selected as one of the 6 people that is going to get put in the Hall of Fame this year.
Man, get out of here.
This is so awesome. Goosebumps again. That was Athletic Director Mitch Barnhart sharing the good news with Danny Trevathan. The former linebacker shares the 2020 Hall of Fame honors with basketball players Ron Mercer and Wayne Turner, baseball players A.J. Reed and Sawyer Carroll, and softball star Sean DeBell. Keith, this class is unbelievable.
And not only that, but again, how cool is it that it took a pandemic for us to be able to see Mitch Barnhart give out these calls
I know.
so that we could see their reactions? That's what's wonderful.
It's so cool because Danny Trevathan, he's played in Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can tell how much it means to him. You can tell how much it meant to guys like John Wall when he gave a speech. This is so cool. What a great class. And shout out to Wayne Turner for getting in. He deserves it too. All right, tonight's wrap up is next. It's Hey Kentucky.